We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Have you just laid an egg, Nance? Oh, good morning. It is my favourite time of the day. I absolutely love my little morning ritual that I have, getting out of bed, feeding the cats, making a coffee, letting the chickens out, and then enjoying that coffee. The chickens are never far away either, and actually where I'm sitting right now is the area where we're going to be doing a load of work today, because we are starting Operation Plumbing. So we need to get water to our barn conversion, which is our home. At the moment we have our kitchen outside because it's summer, but eventually we will be moving to the kitchen indoors, and we need to get the plumbing started so the kitchen can be finished. So the area where I am is stage number 1 for the plumbing project. Hey Ginge. Lovely girl. Can you get this done?
So you can see to my side we've got about 15 eucalyptus trees that I felled on my friend's property, and they're really useful for lots of different things. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to use them for just yet, but right now they are in the way, well and truly in the way, because this area here is where we're planning to put our water tank. I know that I said our water tank was going to go at the top on that stone to make it a bit higher, but we're going to have a pump anyway, so the gravity is not going to make any difference. And after speaking to the guy in the store about the actual tank, it has to be on a perfectly flat surface, because 3,000 litres of water is 3 tons. So you don't want any kind of bumps or grooves, because the tank will wear over time.
So we've piled up all of the eucalyptus out of the way here, so we've still got all this room, which is what we need. This tent is going to be moving eventually, and then behind it is where we're doing the form. So it's good to have these out of the way. They're handy to have. We will be doing stuff with them in the future, but for now we need to clean out the area where these have come from.
So now this is all cleared out, look what I've just found. This is where Nancy has been laying her eggs, because Sage is currently sitting on her eggs and nesting. So when that happens, they like to go and find different places to lay their eggs, and these are beautiful. Loads of them as well. Looks like we can have an omelette for lunch. So you can see this tarp's had better days, and what it is the sun's so ferocious here in the summer that it breaks down anything plastic really, or thin plastic like these tarps. Unless you get a really high quality tarp, that might last 2 years. But these tarps just turn to dust, and I'm just trying to fold it up, all of its fibres. All the stuff that's been underground and still damp is perfectly fine, but anything above ground where the sun's got to it, it's completely ruined.
I wanted to talk to you about a brilliant app that me and Theo have been using lately called Notion. It's great if you're working on your own or as a team, as a collaboration. And I'd also like to say a huge thank you to Notion for sponsoring today's video. Both me and Theo have found Notion incredibly helpful when it comes to staying organised. We can both log into the app and see what we've got going for the week ahead. It's really helpful for us having all of our filming stuff on there, what we've got doing with the barn conversion and stuff on the land. It syncs automatically so we can both add and remove different things when we see fit. I personally really enjoy staying organised, and Notion is definitely the best tool for the job. I use it on both my phone and my tablet, so whether I'm writing stuff down on my phone or adding things on my tablet, they both sync simultaneously, so I haven't got to worry about things not being in one place but in the other. It's saved me a lot of time by increasing my productivity, and it's so easy for both of us to find the info that we need. Whether you're using Notion on your own, with your partner, or as a team, it's an incredible asset to have as it's so versatile. The entire system can be customised to fit to your needs and makes it a whole lot more fun to follow through with your goals. Whether you're working on a new project and want to share all your ideas in one place, create a content calendar, or even begin a journal, there's a massive amount of different options for you over on Notion. So if you like the sound of Notion, you can easily join up today by clicking the link in our description, and it is completely free. I hope that you enjoy using Notion as much as we do.
Yeah, that's loose. Sounds lucky.
Yeah, basically what we're doing is I'm going to pour a concrete foundation, concrete slab for the water tank to sit on. It seems like the best method for longevity so that the tank doesn't get ruined with all of the weight inside it. So I'm hoping that I'm going to dig out this area a little bit and I don't meet loads of stone, because that's going to make things very awkward.
Well, we want to get over
enough material.
We want to get over here as much as possible because there's stone there.
We want more earth like this.
Harder.
So we can compact down, get the gravel on top of there, coupling. Yeah, I reckon about this, feeling really much better.
We're going to try and get the tractor back here because there's a lot of really nice layers of leaves, but we don't want them here because that means that the ground isn't hard. So we need to get rid of them because they're just getting in the way. So Theo's getting the tractor so we can hopefully load up the leaves on there. And also the tractor's really good for compressing the ground even more. We did it before when we made the tent area and it was great. And I can hear him coming, so hopefully he can get through the broom over there, or we might have to remove some, let's see. We have got it nice and flat. Theo is just pushing it down with the tractor, as I'm sure you can hear. It does a really good job at that, and we've got the space exactly how we want it, which is ace. I think the next thing is to put a load of gravel in, but don't take my word on that because I am not the expert when it comes to doing this kind of thing.
we've just finished levelling out the area where the concrete slab is gonna be poured, and I've just been to have a look in my scrap wood pile, and I don't have any wood that's not twisted and also not the right size for the depth of slab that I'm gonna pour. It needs to be a really strong concrete slab so that it can take this 3 tons of weight. And basically right now we're gonna hop in a car and head to the Woodyard and see if we can get these wooden forms.
We're just pulling in to the Woodyard to get the wood we need for the siding of the barn. Remember when we built that frame? We need it for that, and also for the form for the concrete floor, for the water tank. So everything's coming together. It's great that we can get it all today. Hopefully it'll just fit on the roof of the car easily, otherwise I don't really know how we're going to get it back.
So I'm just tying the wood on. We managed to get everything that we needed, which is a great success because we just turned up out of the blue and Caesar's hooked us up with everything. So very good news. It means that we can push forward with our project. So we are back from the Woodyard, but it's actually been a couple of days. The time has lapsed. I have been to the dentist. I've had my tooth pulled out and I probably should be resting, but I'm not very good at that. So I'm going to take it easy today, get on with some jobs that need doing. I'm actually not feeling too bad. It's probably the same pain at the moment as it was for the last week while my wisdom tooth was infected, so I'm happy that it's out. I've got to go back and get the other one. I saw lots of comments about people going, it's fine, they just put you to sleep, it's not a problem. They don't put you to sleep here. It was 20 minutes, it only took 20 minutes, and he just numbed the area and yanked it out pretty much. And I definitely recommend a dentist. If any of you guys need a good English speaking dentist in Castelo Branco, then I don't know, should we put the link in the description or send us a private message or something and I'll send you the link. But yeah, he was brilliant and I'm not looking forward to going back to having another one, but I'm not having that out for another month. But now it's a beautiful day again. It's time to get on with some work. So we've just done a tester cut to see that it all fits and one board slides all the way up, because as you got to remember, we're working with stone here and metal and wood, so there's lots of different combinations going on, and sometimes obviously the stone sticks out a little bit in certain areas larger than others. So we've found the perfect fit, and now all I've got to do is cut all of the boards down to the same size, and then Bee has the lovely job of painting them all.
Now that all the wood has been cut, I'm tasked with the job of painting it all. I don't actually know exactly how many boards there are, but there's quite a few, and I'm going to paint every single square inch so they're protected as much as possible. We're using the same paint that we've used for all the other external wood on the building. It's really nice, it dries fast and it works really well. And I'm going to use this little paint opening tool that at one end it opens the tin, and at the other it opens beer, which is great because neither me or Theo drink beer, but if anyone ever comes around who does, we now have a bottle opener, so that's really handy. This looks really good actually. It's completely brought out the grain, which is really nice because we've never used any stain on the Waney edge cladding before, because this is the same stuff that we used on our cabin, and it looks really lovely. I'm happy with it already.
Only another 100 boards to go. So while Bee is doing the painting, it's going to take a long time, so I'm going to split off and start to work on something different. And you can see down here I've got these boards from the Woodyard, and I'm going to use these as the form for the concrete slab for the water tank. So what I need to do is cut these down to size, screw them all together, and then I need to get them in place, level it all out, get some gravel in the bottom, and make sure it's all ready to lay the slab. So now all of the pieces for the form are cut. All I need to do is just screw it together, so I'm going to get on with that now. So now it's all screwed together. It's actually a fairly big size slab, so it's going to take a fair bit of cement, sand and gravel, so I need to double check and make sure I've actually got enough. If not, I have to head down to the builder's merchant in the truck and go and pick up some more. I'm not going to obviously lay the slab today, that's going to be a day job. Some other day when it's slightly cooler, because it's going to be constantly just doing mixes, pouring it in and then screeding it off. But I'm going to move this now to the area where it's going to go and try and level it up, get it in position, and then maybe I can start getting some gravel in there to level it all out. I've not heard from Bee for a couple of hours. She's got an absolutely mammoth task of painting all of those boards. There's well over 20 of them, so I'm going to go check up on her, see how she's getting on.
I'm working on the final 3 boards. I'm so close to finishing, and I'm so happy because I've been hunched over in this really awkward position. My back is absolutely caning.
I'm surprised your arms haven't fallen off.
My arms don't feel too bad. Like, my arms, I feel like I could do another 20. Not that I will. I'm not offering. But they do look really good.
The grain's popping, isn't it?
Oh, the grain looks great. The ones that have dried over there, they just look like proper aged, nice, rustic boards, which is exactly the look we were going for.
If you guys don't know about this genius solution here, about using a scaffold to dry all of your wet wood, it's absolutely amazing. You've got all of these different layers where you can pile up your pieces of wood, let them dry off in the sun, and it's so much easier than putting loads of different blocks on the floor, trying to find another way of keeping them off the ground, all of the dirt and the debris off them. And they are looking really nice, really rustic. They look so aged now, which is exactly what we wanted to go with the stone and the authentic look of the barn. Has just picked up and it's really glorious. On a hot day like today, a little bit of wind is so nice. And what I've just done is dug a channel out so that the wooden form can go down into the ground and I can level it off perfectly. So what I've done is I've just checked to see that everything's level with my nice long level here, and all 4 sides are perfectly square and level, so we're good to go. Also, what I've done is I've hammered in some rebar around the edges to make sure when I fill this with concrete we don't get any bowing with the actual wood bowing outwards. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fill in a few little bits so that the concrete can't go under the form, so just fill in any gaps. And then basically I just need to go and get a load of gravel, level the area out nicely, and then it's ready to actually fill with the concrete. It's quite a process just for a slab for a water tank, but it's the best thing to do, and it's worth doing it properly. William's just going off as well. I don't know what's going on with him. It's not the morning, but he's crowing like crazy. So I've got my handy little metal ruler here, and what I'm doing is I'm going all the way around the inside and just marking off how thick my concrete bed is going to be. So when I come to fill this in with gravel and level it all out, I know to go to that level and the rest of it will be the concrete. So I'm just going around, put marks all the way along, and then I'll use this level to level it all together, draw a nice line that I can see. If it was inside, I'd use my laser level, but I won't be able to see it out here. It's far too bright of a day. So the next part of the process is to get a load of gravel and to level out the whole area where the slab's gonna go. This kind of just acts as the hardcore. This is what I've got left over, so this is what I'm gonna use. And I've done a pretty good job leveling the dirt out as is, but the gravel will just have that much more control. And then pretty much once I've leveled this down, compacted it all down so it's nice and firm, we're ready to lay the slab sometime, hopefully by the end of the week. So it's far too hot and sweaty. After one wheelbarrow of gravel, I was absolutely sweating, and the dentist told me not to get warm, and I'm definitely warm right now, but I'm feeling all right. My tooth is numb from the painkillers, so it's all good. Well, I don't have the tooth there anymore. The gum is numb, and I'm just gonna keep doing this with the tractor because it's so much easier. Fill this with gravel, tamper it down. So much easier. I can get this right over almost into the middle and spread it a lot easier. With the wheelbarrow, it's a lot more hard work. So the foundation for the slab is pretty much complete. All the gravel's in. I've tamped it down a little bit with my feet, but I'm going to do a better job in the morning when it's a lot cooler, because right now I'm so warm, a little bit dehydrated, need to go and get some water. I just need a nice cold drink, but yeah, I'm so happy with it, and we're making good progress to pushing forward with the plumbing in the house, because as soon as this is done, we can put the water tank on it and start fitting all of the plumbing, so we have nice warm running water into the kitchen, which will just be lovely. So that's it. I think I'm going to end the video there. Super stoked with what we've achieved. We got so much done, and like I say, I'm so hot and sweaty, but the show must go on, and I'm excited for tomorrow when we can get on with a load more other things. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for the next video.